Hey guys, this is Sonia. I am popping on to do my first garden update of the year. I hope the lighting is okay. The sun is going down here, so I hope you can see everything. I'm going to start off with my lettuce that I have here. I have 4 pots of lettuce. I've already harvested some of that. And I have some rosemary here. I don't know if you remember last year, I had rosemary that was looking really pitiful. I finally killed it, accidentally of course, so I bought another one to replace it, and it's doing well. I have some other things here. I need to plant some tomatoes and some peppers. Down here I have a little container of kale that I need to pop in the ground. Over here I have some lettuce that I need to come out and put back down in the dirt. Squirrels came and pulled it up, and then it rained really hard. So it's still alive. I just need to get it back in the pot. I transplanted it from this pot over here. I sprinkled a lot of seeds in here and they were coming up, so I just moved them into another pot. But in this pot I have lavender because my lavender bush is starting to die. I read online that lavender bushes last like 3 to 4 years and then they'll start to die off, and that's exactly what mine is doing. I'll show you it in a little later as we go on through my garden. So there's my little rosemary there, and I also have cilantro and basil. And here I have basil and cilantro. And here my peppermint or spearmint is coming back in. I had this pot in the garage and it's coming back nicely. Here are my strawberries. No, it hasn't produced any, but it seems to be doing okay. And here is a lemon balm. I just bought and planted this. So I'll walk down to my main garden. Well, here's my nice little rose bush too. It's blooming nicely. So that's nice. It always smells really good. Looking over to my garden, I have lots of dianthus. They came back from last year. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of them. They all came back really, really pretty. So that was good. My chives, of course, they're blooming, looking so pretty. There is another, that's not cilantro, that is flat leaf parsley. Then I have some peppers here. I have red sweet pepper plant, orange sweet pepper, and I have another pepper over there. I'm not sure what that is. I have to look at the tag. And then here's a tomato plant. This is Super Sweet 100. And then I have Swiss chard. I don't know. I'm not very good at growing Swiss chard. I've tried it for several years, and I have one there, and one there. And they look okay. They're just not growing very much. So we'll see how they do. It got really, really hot here, and now it's cooled off a bit. Our weather has been kind of crazy. So here's some kale, and here's another tomato plant that's a beefsteak tomato. I just planted these. There's my little spinach plant. I have spinach in my herb garden, and it seems to be growing a little bit faster over there, and you'll see that in just a minute. And then here's a cilantro that looks like it's bolting, but this, I don't know where this came from. I did not plant it, but I've used it. I was glad to see it here. And then here's a kale plant that I did not plant either, but I was glad to see it in my garden. And You can see that it's starting to go to seed there. And there's my chamomile. And there's kale. And another kale. I did plant those. And then have another tomato plant. This is a sun gold tomato. And this is an orange pepper plant. And that's a sweet banana pepper plant. So we'll walk over to the herb garden. Alright, so here we are in the herb garden. I apologize for my dog barking. But anyway, here is my oregano. And believe it or not, I have cut this back just a couple weeks ago. We've had lots of rain, so it has bounced right back with all of the rain. But it looks beautiful. And here is my thyme bush. It's flowering. I never use it. It just smells good, so I leave it there. And I think it's pretty. Here is my hostas. And here I have tarragon. I cut it back as well. And it grew right back. I've used some of it this year. Here's my lemon thyme. I just used it today for a chicken dish that I prepared, and it was quite tasty. So here is my spinach. See, it looks a little bit better than, there's one there, and then there's one there. And I've harvested off of these. They look a little better than the ones over in my main flower bed. So I've been using some of these leaves in my smoothies. And then there's a little kale right there. And my yarrow is looking good. It came back nicely. This is not the prettiest of beds over here. Believe it or not, I did weed these beds, but like I said, we have had lots of rain, and it rained this morning. I was going to say today is the first day that it hasn't rained, but it did. It rained this morning. So I haven't had a chance to get back in here yet. Here is my sage. See, it has flowers on there. I never use this sage either. I just kind of like the way it smells. And there's some more tarragon. And there's some spinach there. And spinach there. And it looks great. And then I have echinacea right there. It came back from last year. It's coming back really good. I might move some of it. And here is my lavender. See, it is huge, but it is dying. And if I go around and look, you know, at the trunk of it, it's pretty much gone. I just couldn't bring myself to pulling it out though, because it still smells really good. So I have the other one to replace it sometime during the summer or at the end of the season. But yeah, this is my garden so far. The next time I come, I will have the other plants planted, I'm sure. Hopefully I'll get around to doing that tomorrow. And I want to show you this little rose bush. I planted this one in honor of my son. We planted a bush here, him and I, a few years ago, but my older son ran over it with the lawnmower. It was still pretty small. So I went ahead and I pulled it out because it died, and I planted this one last summer in honor of my son. And it already has some little buds on it. I don't know if you could see it. So there are a few. So I'll be happy to see it bloom as I think about him. So thank you all so much for tuning in, and I will see you all in my next video. Happy gardening!